Oh, hi students. Welcome to the class. Okay, so welcome to class. Okay, so this is the session on one of the important topic regarding students. Okay, that is common mistakes. Common mistakes a student must avoid. So all of you, come on quickly. So good evening, Sanjeev. Good evening to everyone. So how many are live? Quickly reply me. In this session, you can just ask as much as questions possible. So in this session, I am going to talk about common mistakes a student must avoid. Common mistake a student must avoid in their student life. Okay. Okay. Good evening. Good evening, Sunil. Good evening, Sanjeev. Welcome to this class. Good evening, Pramod. Good evening, Surabhi. Good evening to everyone. Come on, everyone, please keep on messaging so that I can see how many of you are attending the class because this is going to be a very interesting because all of you know most of the students are going to make more number of mistakes knowingly or unknowingly. Okay. Here, what are the common mistakes that students make? I'm going to talk on this session. So I'm waiting to all join so that once all of you join, I can start talking about what the students are going to do, the common mistakes in their student life. And I want to talk about how to study uh, the things one by one. Okay, so come on, everyone, quickly tell all your friends to be live. Okay. So see here, I am going to begin my class. Let them join one by one. Let them join. No problem. So please students, if you have any doubts regarding how to read, how to keep the timetable, how to study, regarding that, if you have any questions, you ask me so that I can reply you and also I can rectify the doubts in your mind regarding this particular concepts, how to read mathematics, how to read other concepts and all those things. Okay, you can ask any type of questions. That is your particular session. This 15 to 20 minutes I am just going to explain about how to read, how to study or how to be as a student. That I am going to study with you all, sorry, that I am going to discuss with you all. So good evening everyone. Okay, see, common mistakes to avoid. This is some essay writing like that. Don't worry about this type of essay writing. Okay, so I will come with common mistakes. I will come to common mistakes that students make. See what the students are going to make, the common mistakes in their particular student life. First thing, they are not going to decide themselves. First, every student has to make his own mind or her own mind to be very much clear. You have to remove all your negativities from your mind. You don't underestimate yourself. Underestimating yourself means, for example, uh, You yourself think that you can't solve mathematics problems. Don't do that. Don't keep it in your mind. Okay. You just think it as it is one of the problem. I have to solve it. Don't worry about it is going to be solved or it is going to be done by me or not. Okay. So don't keep that in your mind. You just make that I am going to solve this problem. If I face any doubts, if I face any confusions, I will make it clear and then I will solve it. That has to be your mind status. But most of the students, what they do, they themselves underestimate, and what they are going to do, they are not going to attempt the particular problem with the 100% of mindset. So for that, I am telling, please make yourself confident. You may solve the wrong thing, you may solve the correct thing. First, you solve it. First, you solve it. Okay. So Kusuma Bijapur is asking that how to crack CET, sir. Okay. See, cracking any competitive exam is not that you do in your regular studies. Cracking any type of competitive exam is how you prepare differently from others. I am asking and I am replying to Kusuma Bijapur, that is she is asking how to crack KCET. See Kusuma, here what happens, all will be preparing in their own format. All will prepare notes, everyone will solve the problems, everyone will write as many type of problems, as many type of exams, but how much in different form, how much in different way you are preparing yourself than others defines how to crack in competitive exams. How to crack in competitive exams. For example, listen, all will study from morning 6 o'clock to evening 6 o'clock. Some will study from evening 6 o'clock to night 12. So like that, all will have their own form of studying. I am only telling that who are preparing seriously. For them I am telling. Some of them will prepare for 15 hours a day for competitive exams. Some will prepare some 8 hours a day. Some will prepare 12 hours a day. Okay. It depends on their efficiency. So from there it starts. How much efficient you are to utilize the 24 hours, how much confidently you can utilize the maximum length of time in 24 hours, because we have very big competition. In this big competition, first thing, you must have your own timetable. In that you should expand the preparation time for 12 to 15 hours. Then you start preparing. You prepare one by one. For example, first you go through the theoretical concepts. Next, you go for multiple choice questions as much as possible. Please keep it in your mind how many number of multiple choice questions you are going to solve on one concept will accelerate your success, will accelerate your knowledge. So you just go on solving multiple choice questions. But before going to multiple choice questions, once you prepare the theoretical concept regarding that particular concept. Okay. Once you are ready with the theoretical concepts, you go on solving multiple choice questions. And in multiple choice questions, what common mistake students do is, if they get the correct answer, they will go for the next question. But whenever you are preparing for competitive exams, you have to think about why the other three options are wrong. Most of the time I talk with my students that don't worry about the correct thing whenever you are preparing. You have to think about the wrong things. Why? Because one correct thing will give you the next question. But three wrong options which you are solving, three wrong options which you have in your question will increase your knowledge by studying why that particular three options are wrong, why that three particular options are not correct. You go on analyzing, you go on analyzing. So then that you can accelerate yourself with the others. Okay, I think Sushma has, sorry, Kusma has got her answer. So Sumeda is asking that, sir, please tell how much hours must we study to crack competitive exams for average students? See, Sumeda, here yourself you are deciding, that is your average. First, that negativity of your mind has to be changed. How to change your negative mind status? You are comparing with other students. See, everyone has their own strategies, everyone has their own preparation skills, everyone have their own type of energy to work. Okay, so don't compare yourself to others. You just prepare your own way. For example, in test 1 you got 15 marks, in the test 2 you must get 16, minimum 16, or you must get 18. Okay, but it should be not less than 15. In that mind status you have to grow with the concepts. Don't compare when you get 15, don't compare your result with 25. There are so many students who can get 25 out of 25. Don't compare your results with others. You have to compare yourself and you have to grow more in the next test. You just take 16, that is more than enough. You just take 18, that is more than enough. But you must not get less than 15. That status of mind you must have. So when you come for competitive exams, say by working 24 hours in a day, you can't success in a competitive exam. By working 3 hours or 10 hours also, you cannot get success in competitive exam. You have your own skills, you have your own strategies, you have your own plans, how you can start the preparation. For example, if your efficiency is 4 hours, because every humankind has their own efficiency, that efficiency has to be increased as the days pass. For example, if I start preparing my exam today, for 1 week I can prepare myself for 4 hours, but for the next week that has to be increased for the fifth hour. For the next week it has to be increased for the sixth hour. For the next week it has to be increased for the seventh hour. Like this you have to go on increasing the time availability for you for preparing any competitive exam. Suppose today if you work 4 hours, tomorrow if you work for 3 hours, day after tomorrow if you are working for 2 hours, that is not the mind status of getting success through any type of competitive exams. One thing you make sure that you are going to increase your time hours, that is one thing. And how much efficiently you are working for that hours, that is also very very important. Simply sitting in front of books for 10 hours will not define your success. Okay, in that 10 hours minimum 8 hours of efficiency is needed. If you are reading for 12 hours, minimum 10 to 11 hours of efficient reading is essential. So that efficiency you have to increase in yourself. If you not get success today, definitely in the tomorrow or day after tomorrow, after some weeks, after some months, definitely you will get success in one way or the another way. Okay, so I think you got your answer. So others also can ask your own questions, no problem. Okay, so next will come for learn from your mistakes. Learn from your mistakes. See, so many number of students do so many number of mistakes. So many number of students do so many number of mistakes knowingly or unknowingly. But only few of them are going to learn by their mistakes. And most of them are going to do the same mistakes. For example, see, in the student life, what is your lifestyle? You doesn't need any bike, You doesn't need any number of iPhones. You doesn't need any type of Apple watches. You doesn't need any type of those type of things. What student life needs, in the place of bike you need a bicycle, in the place of iPhone you need any type of normal functioning phones. So that type of fascinating things you have to avoid. See, in the ancient days, all the students used to serve for their teachers. They has to be working for getting the knowledge. But nowadays, what is happening with the students? They will be kept in the AC classes. The classroom will be filled with AC. In that AC classes, the students are going to learn. So if you have that range of facilities, the students may get success, no problem. No, so many of them get success, no problem. But you have to not get fascinated by looking at that, because some of your friends may learn in AC classes, you may be learning in normal classes. Don't get fascinated by them. You learn. You learning is more important. The situation is not important. Your friend may have iPhone, you are not having iPhone. Don't get that iPhone, no problem. That is not needed for you. Okay. So like that, don't get fascinated to any another objects. You have to be concentrated on your path. You have to concentrate on your own way. You have to be happy with what you have. In that you have to grow. Okay. By looking someone, she is having that, he is having that, I am not having this. If you divert your mind in that particular points, then how can you concentrate on reading? How can you concentrate on preparing for your exams? So for them I tell, please don't divert your minds in this type of situations. You just concentrate on your studies and try hard, and in future you fulfill your fascinates. Okay, what all fascinating things you have, you fulfill on your own. Don't depend for that for your parents. Okay, so that one thing I want to explain to everyone. Next, errors, mistakes and misconceptions. See, errors are negligible. Mistakes can be what mistakes can be solved, but misconceptions cannot be evolved very easily. For example, in your mind you have, uh, if I write maths exam on May 30th, my result will be very good. If I write physics exam on April 2, my exam will be very good. This type of misconceptions you must not have in student life. If I do admission on this particular day, my thing will be very successful. If that is the condition, every student, every parent has to do the admission on that date, so that all the students, all the parents will have very successful results. Yes or no? So for that, don't be misconceptions like that. The things what has to happen, they will happen. You have to concentrate on the things what you have to do, what you are doing. First analyze yourself, what you are doing, is that correct? What are you doing mathematics in the correct form? Are you preparing physics in the correct path? Are you preparing any other subjects like biology or chemistry in the correct manner? Because every subject has its own path. In that path only you have to study. Then only you can do something in that particular subject. Okay. So for example, let us take mathematics. In this mathematics, what students errors? What are the student errors? They read mathematics. They read they read mathematics. That is the biggest mistake the students going to do. You never read mathematics. You have to understand. You have to go through the logics. You have to go through the theory. You have to go through the definitions, what we are defined, how we are defined. Okay. So that you have to study. After that, some students do mistakes in the problems. In one or two steps, they will do the mistakes. That mistakes has to be solved again and again. For example, if you are solving example 1, you just look at it, you understand the logics, you understand the theory, you close your book and you try to solve it. Definitely you will do the mistakes. That mistakes has to be resolved again by understanding, not by writing it again. What students do, once if they do mistakes, they write it again, they write it again, they write it again. By writing, you are not going to understand anything. You have to understand why you have done the wrong, why that particular step is wrong. That you have to think. If you think like that, that mistake will not happen again. Okay. So once you start to prepare like that, everything is going to be correct. Clear? So Sanjeev is asking something. In market, we will be able to have variety of books. How to get stick on to the particular books? Okay. So Sanjeev, see, in market you may get 10 books. In market you may get 20 books. In that, what you have to read? For every subject, NCRT is must. For every subject, NCRT is must. So whenever you go for bookstall or a bookshop, just by the brand name, you never buy it. Just by the writer's name, you never buy it. You will be knowing that some of the concepts you will be studied already. So you just check that concept in that particular book, how they have explained. For example, integration. Already you, you have studied integration before going to the bookstall. You open the integration topic, you just go through that concept. If you feel that particular concept is explained in the simple manner, then that you know. That means that book is very good. You take out matrices chapter. You see that you may be knowing about matrices chapter without knowing the concepts, without knowing the things. You don't go to buy the books. Blindly never buy any book. First, for example, if you are buying 12th class books, you must know what is there in the 12th class, what is the syllabus of the 12th class, what are the chapter names of the 12th class, and one of the concept what you have studied in the 12th class. Just go for the bookstall, open the books, you check all these things, you check one of the concept how they have explained. So you see number of variety of books. In some book they will be explaining it very in a simple manner. You choose that kind of books. Okay. So next, anyone have any more doubts? If you have no doubts, I will go for this. See, false proof. Nowadays, Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, these social medias are going to be very much fascinating to everyone. You can see proving 3 equal to 0, 1 plus 1 equal to 3, 2 plus 1 equal to 5 in your Facebooks, Instagrams or WhatsApps. By looking at that, don't be in a confusion status. In mathematics, 3 never becomes 0. They may be proving it, but to prove any theorem, there are some rules, there are some axioms, there are some mathematical reasonings that has to be correct. So simply by proving 3 equal to 0, 3 never becomes 0. By proving 2 plus 4, it should be 6. It never becomes 10. Okay. So don't get that type of confusions in your mind and don't get interest in those type of problems. You just remove those things from your mind and you just concentrate on what is the mathematical for correct. Sir, I have fear that if we concentrate more on competitive, our theory score will be normal and hoping good for competitive. If our competitive exams are not good, what about future? Okay. See, by concentrating on competitive exams, your theory result never becomes less. Please understand this. For example, I will take your trigonometry chapter. I will take your trigonometry chapter. First, what you have to do? First, you prepare for the theory concept. Once you prepare for your theory concept, that will be your board exam preparation. By the side way, for example, if you study for 3 hours for your board exam, that 3 plus 3, 3 hours you are preparing for board exam, plus 3 hours you have to prepare for KCET or NEET. So in first 3 hours you are preparing your theory. In the next 3 hours you are solving the competitive problems. When you start to solve competitive problems, your theory becomes strong. It never becomes weak. Please understand that. This is the very big misconception. See this. I have already written here. The biggest misconception. Biggest misconception. This is one of the biggest misconception of the students that you have asked. That is, by preparing for CET exams, your theory result is going to be less. This never happens. If you are working 3 hours for board exam, you have to work 3 hours for CET preparation. This 3 plus 3, 6 hours is very much enough. Is very much enough. And so many students tell that I will prepare for 6 hours, I will prepare for 7 hours, I will prepare for 10 hours, but they will tell, they will not do. There is a big difference. Some will always talk, some will always do. So who will do, they will get success. Who will talk, they never get success. So that's why please don't have this type of misconceptions in your mind. CET preparation never decrease your knowledge, never decrease your board exam values. Okay. So if you prepare for 2 hours for the board exam, you prepare plus 2 for the CET. If you prepare 1 hour for the board exam, you prepare plus 1 hour for the CET on the same day. So if you do this type of logics, you never face this type of problems. Okay. So anyone still having any doubts in their mind? So today I was just here to talk on some this type of things. So still if you have any doubts or still if you have any confusions in your mind, you can ask. Otherwise, I will end this session. Okay. So quickly reply me. Quickly ask in the comment box. Okay. So always, my dear students, so please keep in your mind one thing, don't underestimate yourself. Keep on working very hard. Keep on trying very hard. Go through the every difficulties with a positive note. Without positive mind status, without confidence in yourself, without if you do underestimating yourself, you can't develop yourself. So please don't do all these things. Try to work hard, keep working. One day success will come for you. So by this note, I want to end my class. No problem. In the future, I will come up with this type of more number of videos. So mostly my next session will be on how to study mathematics. So I think it's on, mostly it will be on 12th of the February. So on that day, let us see how to study mathematics. Okay. So just the common mistakes what the students do in their particular student life, I have discussed. No problem. Let's begin our work with the positive note. Let us be having confidence in ourselves. So let's crack every difficulties that comes on our way and let us get success. Okay, about JEE mains and NEET, how the exams will be conducted. So the exams will be always conducted online only. So still already the notification of mains and NEET exams I think not yet came. Mains exam notification is already came. So just you go through that. It will be almost with the online. So let us go through the notification once so that you can see. Okay. So thank you everyone. Let us end this class. So on the February 12th, I am going to talk about how to study mathematics. On that day, let us discuss it in more fashion.